Hello, welcome to Cafecito Sin Mapa Unmapped Coffee Chats. I'm Jacqueline, your host, and today we're talking to Rysa. The episode looks a little bit different today. I did Rysa's interview in person at Sadie's ward a while back, and unfortunately, the mics were not working. I had just bought the new bikes, and newbie technical issues, they weren't on. I know, sad times. I was recording on two different cameras, so we do have like audio faults from that, but there is a lot of background noise, so some of the clips were not as easy to decipher what was going on, especially even stripping like the background noise. So I've cut the whole episode into segments, and we'll just jump back and forth between me narrating and you getting to see bits and pieces of what was recovered from Rysa. So to start off, Rysa is again, Liberty influencer. She's a fashion designer. She's queer. She's a daughter, and her coffee order is an oat milk latte. She's a very easygoing gal, iced, not hot. You'll also see that I have the Play the Players sign up here, and that is Rysa's signature. I've gotten to hang out with her quite a bit now since meeting her, and we're just really bonding over Liberty. So let's see what she had to say about why she even started knitting this jersey and what that was like. Tell us about this amazing jersey you knit.
Okay, so I am a huge Liberty fan, and we'll dive into my Liberty, how I came into that. But I am a fashion designer. I studied fashion design. I've always been making my own clothes since I was little. And when I moved to New York, I really started knitting because I couldn't have my sewing machine in my first apartment. Being New York Studios, I had zero space. I moved here with 3 bags, and a job. Sublease. We're winging it. Classic New York story. I picked up knitting so I could keep creating, because I know that's something that I love to do. And then I learned more and more from YouTube and up my projects and started recording what I did because I was really proud of it. This is cool. I'm learning a new project.
Yeah.
So I got season tickets for the Liberty last year, and I last year our merch options are suck. I wear the same shirt to every game. One sweatshirt, what are we doing? Teenage designer. But I was I'm gonna play 22 home games. I can't wear the same shirt every game. This is getting old. And I love knitting, so I thought I would knit something. My first project, I found an Etsy pattern, and I knit just Liberty colors. It's white and sea foam and just cute Liberty. And then I was alright, level up. What can we do? And I decided I knit a jersey. Why not? Yeah, that was really hard. That was really ambitious. I had never knit the color work.
Okay.
In that way. I researched what kind of stitch I wanted to do to mimic the mesh texture. And I just started doing it. A lot of mistakes, a lot of taking apart, trying again. But I feel that makes it more rewarding. Then I'm a lot of love went into this. And I kept posting about it because, it's cool. I'm proud of it, proud of what I'm doing. And people were following it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was crazy. I was it's just over here, doing a little thing, nothing new. My friends are yeah, this is so Rysa. Kept doing that, and I had my vision, and I executed it, and I'm so proud. So proud. Oh my god.
It's literally beautiful seeing it in person. I was whoa.
The best knit project I've ever done. I've done more things, and I'm yeah, I did that, that's cool. This was good.
How long did it take you?
So it took a month and a half to make.
Okay.
I'm thinking around 50 hours.
Okay.
Could be more.
And then you made another one for Tosh.
Yeah.
What was your turnaround time on that one?
No sleep. Yeah, no, that was so crazy. Along the way, the New York Liberty and Tosh started liking commenting and like reposting, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? I was like, why does Natasha Cloud like in my comments? Regular. I was like, what night will this be normal? No, it will never, ever. So Liberty were like, hey, we love this. Do you have one you can give to Tosh? And I was like, yeah. I got this message. Can you be there for Tunnel Walk Sunday? And I mean,
Tunnel walks are at 9
noon, way earlier than the game because I guess like they come in like they look cute.
I was like, is it a private party?
Then the doors open, and then we're still warming up. It's early.
That's crazy. Okay, so that was Rysa talking about how she started knitting the jersey and making her own fashion clothes for games, and New York Liberty and Natasha Cloud started following her journey, and she did get invited to the tunnel walk so that she could gift Tosh a jersey, which she did not have ready at the time. So she was like speed demoning it, and then it doesn't work out. She doesn't get to give Tosh the jersey that tunnel walk when she was meant to. She got to see Stewie and Sabrina do their tunnel walks. She got to talk to a lot of influencers and just live in that moment of like, wait, these are all people that I see online and they, for some reason, like know who I am. I know who they are, living her influencer life. And she did get to meet Ellie, the elephant, and she said that Ellie was very much communicating with her without communicating. If you know what that means, you know, because Ellie's that girl. She's very animated, even though she doesn't speak. And another thing she said was she did get to go out and see the warm-up happen and just be in the same space and see the players before they're really geared up and ready for the game. So just very intimate setting, which is such a cool experience for her. Okay, now let's see what else she has to say.
Every single team is struggling with injuries because they are playing with no rest, no break. They're adding more teams to the league, more games, but not a longer season. It makes sense. But also, we as fans are engaged, and we will watch a longer season. I would rather have a longer season than, like, I love the Liberty. But you having 3 games in a week is really struggling with my social life. I'm not going to watch as many games. Like, my viewership will be down because I have other things to do.
Yeah.
You give me a longer season, you give me 2 games a week. Oh, I'm locked in.
Yeah. West, please. Okay, wait, so I interrupted you. Let's go back to
It's okay.
So you met Ellie, she hypes you up. Let's go back to that story.
Yes. Okay. And then they're like, all right, you're going to meet Tosh at this point. It doesn't happen. So now we've had 2 times. And I'm like, oh, fine. And they're like, we'll do it at the end of the game. That'll be fine. All right, cool. This is the game we lost to the Lynx at home.
I think I was there for that game too.
The vibes were not. So I made a second jersey. I was like, I said yes. I can give Tosh a jersey. I did not.
Did not have one ready.
That did not exist. My best friend's birthday was Saturday. Like, Nancy said, hey, so sorry. I have this opportunity. She was like, absolutely do it. Jess is my best friend. I was just maid of honor in her wedding. We spent a lot of time. Like, she did not feel slighted.
She didn't need you.
Like it was, the birthday party was me and the other maid of honor and their significant others. It was chill. It was low key. It was fine. I love my friends. She actually said, okay, do you need someone to come film you? Do you need to record? So her, not a sports fan. I have brought her to Liberty game and I just slept for 5 hours basically because I'm a 2-hour fan. And I stayed up all night and I, at some point was like, why? I don't have to make her anymore. I could just give her the one I made. Why I thought I had to, anyway. There was like, but the whole thing was like, I'm gonna wear it. And I made it to wear. Like that was the reason I made it.
Yeah.
For me to wear. So I made the second one. No sleep. I was exhausted. I was hungry. And then we lost the game. And the team, the League Liberty, the team was like so seen anyone. The vibes are not right. And I was like, honestly, that was so fun. I want to go home and sleep.
Fair.
And I went to bed at 5 p.m. that night and did not get up until I had to go to work on Monday. But they were like, we'll get you back. We'll have the moment. It'll be fun. Like, it'll work out. It did. They invited me back for the next home game, or 2 home games, a later home game. Tasha knew I was coming. I also had time to finish my second jersey. So that was like, had all the details. I got to sleep, most importantly. And Tasha knew I was going to be there. And they were like, she knows, she's ready, she's excited. I'm like, just like, this is crazy. She's excited to meet me. And she was. And that was, I was just so blown away because she turned the corner, just shouted at me and beeline for me, gave me the biggest hug. She's like, I was not going to miss you this time. She's like, I've been following this. Like, I saw that you were doing this and I was like, there's no way. She really had, like, she'd been commenting and following and reposting, like, the whole progression. And she had questions for me, like, what did this take? How do you get your needles in the blood? Are there such a policy? My needles are very tiny. We just like chatted for a minute, and I was not prepared for that. Like, I was prepared to be like, "Hi, I love you. Here's this," and she really had questions for me, which I think just like goes to show like how awesome she is. Like a big reason I wanted to knit her jersey was because I admire her so much. I love all the players on the team, and I really love Tosh because like she brings like such positive energy into the room. I mean, this is going off of like what I see, not like from me knowing her personally. Like, she brings such positive energy, and everyone always like says that, and she's always smiling, and she's such an advocate, speaks out. And she even has turned down lucrative sponsorships because they're like, we don't like your stances on things, we don't like the way you talk about stuff. It's a little too dicey. She's like, all right, well, don't sponsor me. This is important, and I just have so much admiration for that, and especially knowing like it would be so easy to just be like, okay, yeah, like I won't talk about this, I believe in it, but like, because I think we all do that at some point. Oh, for sure. Right, like there's things that I believe in and some things that we're not going to say that because then it's going to get messy, but I just don't want to go down that road. I don't want to carry that weight.
Exactly.
That she's willing to. She's so open about just everything in her life. Actually, I think it's really admirable. I have so much respect. And I also, she's not one of the big stars. I think she's growing there, but like Sabrina, I love Sabrina. One of my faves. She has her deal with Nike. She's getting paid. She's on ads. Carmex. She's out there. She has a lot of people that love her, as she should. But I just think that like sometimes we need to take care of everyone else who isn't the main superstar.
Yeah. See, and I noticed Tosh when I first went to a Liberty game as well. She was just dancing on the court, and she just looked like such a vibe, and she's so good too. And then I started following her on social media, and I was like, wait, she's so outspoken. She talks about all these movements and is like not afraid to say it, which I was like, wait, we love her. I'm obsessed with her now. Like, I literally went and got her jersey like 2 games after. I was like, I'm a Liberty fan now. So I get it. She really is amazing, and I love her and Izzy.
Like, goals.
No, literally.
So when I gifted her the jersey, also, I love to make things. My friends know this about me. They're like, Rysa, you chill. No, they're chill. So I made 2 bracelets that said Tizzy that like are the same things that are on my shoes.
Okay.
With those silver letters with seafoam bandana straps. I was like, I also have this for you, and I like made it during my lunch break. I was wearing bracelets I forgot to wear today that had all the players' numbers on them. It was super like obsessed, love. And then I did like my shoes, and then at lunch my coworkers were like, "Well, you're doing arts and crafts." Yes, I am. And I was like, they're teasing. There's two, because you both need one.
Yes.
And she's like, are these made out of bandanas? And I'm like, yes. Yes, they are. And I love that the Liberty also platforms them. There's a history of the WNBA shying away from queerness, and now they're really platforming it. Like yesterday on the Liberty's Instagram, they posted me and Tosh holding hands in their tunnel walk. They captioned it Tizzy, like with a heart. Like they were not messing around. There was no like, they're a friend. No. They are a couple, and the team supports that, and I think that's really huge and important, and something that makes me really proud to be a Liberty fan, because I don't know that every organization does that.
And they really stand behind Tosh being really outspoken too. Like she's mentioned that herself as well. But that's a really good segue. You said earlier that Liberty helped you come out.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So this is not something I like talked about a ton of time. Wading into a little bit of new waters, questioning my sexuality for like a little bit, and I was like, I mean, isn't this just like what you do? Don't you just like move to New York and you like are a little bit gay? No. Gay friends, which I think also is very much like a trope of working in fashion, being in fashion, and I started going to the Liberty Games at like the same time. Like they just kind of were like happening in tandem, and being in those like really sapphic spaces, I was like, oh, okay, women, couples, oh, yeah, I could see that. I could do that. I started like my matches on Bumble and Hinge were very like the season and during like the Olympics. They had talk about women's basketball. It was a very easy way to connect with
I love that.
queer women. I feel like I kind of have been questioning it like for a couple years, and then quietly, and that's when I really just felt like I could like jump into it and feel really safe and seen. And so I really only came out last year.
Okay, so this is where we went into talking a little bit about her dating life now that she's officially like been out as a lesbian or as queer, and what that's been like. So we're talking about how it's just very weird dating girls, because you have this dynamic of like, are we friends? Are we, it's there's a lot of vibe checking that's needing to be done, because it's very easy to blur those lines, but it's also very easy to like throw yourself into the friend zone, and keep things very platonic instead of romantic. So we were talking a little bit about that. Let's continue.
Exactly. That is really hard with dating women, because it's like, oh, do I like you as a friend?
No.
Do I like you as women?
It's tough.
And then there's like, how long does it go before you're like completely friend zoned?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, I don't. It's tough, and I don't know that it will ever be tough. But then Annie was like, so I have this group of friends, and a little lesbian group are trying to like take over this gay bar on the Upper East Side. Do you want to join? And I said yes, absolutely. And they welcomed me in like so quickly, and now we have like a group chat and we hang out all the time, and like I'm going tomorrow to like close for one of the girls. And this happened this summer, and that was the last time I've like been on dating apps, and obviously did not end up romantically, but now I have this like really awesome like lesbian friend group. We call ourselves like the Upper East Side Lesbian, and we take over the Toolbox bar in the Upper East Side on Friday nights. We do like drag, and I'll be there knitting and drinking, and the group's like expanding, and we're doing more things and watching Liberty Games and just like having fun. I feel like that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, the knitting's taking off, and I have so many projects I want to do, and now I've got my already really great friend groups, and I've added some more. So I'm not really dating cool, but it's not a priority for me here.
Okay, so some of the audio that's missing here is a shout out to her friend Rachel, who picked up Rysa to go get a knitting machine the same day that I ran into Rysa on the subway. So some context here is that I had DM'd Rysa on TikTok, and we had talked about her being on the podcast and stuff, but she never booked. And then I happened to be on the Upper East Side with a few friends, and I get on the subway, and there she is in a Sabrina shirt, and she's knitting, and I'm like, there's that girl again. And I was like, I have to say hi, because if she sees me, it's gonna be weird. And also, like, I'm thinking it's kind of wild that I'm like running into her, because like I didn't want to seem like a stalker. And all that to say is that she was wearing what she normally does not wear outside of basketball games, but because she was meeting her friend Rachel and getting picked up by her, she decided to wear the brightest color she had so that she could stand out and easily be identified. So that's what's missing there. Now let's keep going.
I got my knitting machine. It's going.
Okay, wait, so where's this going? Because, like, you got so much attention. You love doing this stuff for yourself, but now people are, like, wanting it, too, right?
Yeah. This is a great question. This is, like, my every week discussion with my friends, with my therapist. So I, like, started doing this because I love it, and it brings me, like, my, like, number one thing is I need to make sure whatever I do, I still enjoy. My plan is not to quit my job and do this full time. I actually am a fashion designer. I work in fashion. If this were my full time job, it wouldn't actually be that different than my current job, and I like my job. And I like the security and stability and like insurance and like all of those boring but like things that
Necessary?
Yes. Because then they give me the time to like be creative and like do these fun projects.
Yeah.
But I know like when I come home I have a paycheck and health insurance. And I'm so creative at my job, which is great. The first, like, and foremost, I just, like, gotta make sure I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm trying to keep that top of mind. Yes, I'm like, oh my god, I could do this, I could do that, and it's like, will I enjoy it? So I have my knitting pattern for sale, so, like, if you want to knit your own Natasha Cloud jersey, I got you. But you know what? Not everyone wants Natasha Cloud. Don't know why not, but... I have like other players and the option to request another jersey. So like I've had a couple, I've started posting them. Like I've got Angel Reese and I'm Asia Wilson, and I'm working on like Paige Beckers and Courtney Williams. We're covering WNBA. I just want to make sure every WNBA game to have like knitted jerseys. Like every game you go to, every like there's gonna be some. We're gonna get there. Like that's the takeover.
Okay, so my request is for a pattern for Alyssa Thomas.
BT.
Yeah. But okay, so tell us how you got into fashion. You did say, so you grew up in Tallahassee, right?
Yeah, Tallahassee, Florida.
And you were already doing...
Yeah. So my mom taught fashion design at FSU. And I grew up with a sewing room. I feel like when you're like whatever you grow up with, you think is normal. Like whatever your family structure, your house, like that's normal because it's your normal. And I just thought everyone had a sewing room in their house and like fabric. That is not.
I can say that was not how I grew up.
And I think because those were my mom's friends also had similar interests. Other people's houses, like that was not only my mom's friends' kids played in the sewing room. I always wore crazy outfits. Always was like doing stuff, and I decided like I'm gonna study fashion design. There is a career here. There is a path, and I never set out to be like I'm gonna be a designer. I'm gonna headline a show. Just everything you wear, every item of clothing someone designed. It could be the ugliest sweater you've ever seen at the bottom of the barrel at the thrift store, someone designed it. That's job security. People want clothes. We all have personal tastes and styles, and like, there's just gonna be a lot of jobs. And I'm just like, I'm not worried I will have a job for the rest of my life as long as we all keep wearing clothes.
So no nudist community?
They have to exit. I studied fashion design at NC State, go Path. And I loved it, and it was entire school, like FIT in persons, I was with just like kind of general college experience,
Okay.
which I loved. I joined a sorority, I went to football games, and that's really sort of like I got into the sports side. I was an athlete in high school. I swam, but that didn't really translate into me like watching sports. It was really being in an ACC school where football and basketball, like that was the whole energy of the school. Like, what did you do on game day? You tailgate. There was nothing. Did I always go to the game? No.
But you went to the tailgate.
But I went to the tailgate. And I had cute outfits at the tailgate. Okay. Basketball is also huge at NCC. And that kind of like was my first taste into basketball. And then I graduated. I got a job in Atlanta. And I bounced around until I was like, I'm going to do New York. I had a while where I was like, I don't want to live in New York. I don't think it's for me. I think I'm from the South. The way people are in New York, like, it's too like cold and harsh for me. Sure. Because I moved to New York and it was genuinely the best decision of my entire life. I just instantly, within a month of being here, I was like, this is it. This is where I belong. This is where I fit in. I found my people, like the work culture, everything I love so much. And so I've been here working in fashion. My day job is designing women's underwear. That's what I've been doing for 6 years that I've been here. I've had little side quests, I guess you could say, but I've just been designing in the corporate world, mostly of underwear, which is also a really safe and secure job.
Everyone needs underwear.
Everyone needs underwear.
Okay, so the last identity that you had listed, we just talked about fashion, we talked about, you also listed daughter, which is so sweet. I think you're the first person that has listed that as their identity, so tell us.
Oh, yeah. I love my parents so much. We're really, really close, and I text my mom, and then my group chat with my mom and my dad, and then my group chat with my brothers all the time, and my family is so important to me. My mom, so my family has an unusual structure, which I think is pretty common these days, and I think I used to shy away from it, but now I really embrace I love the way my family came together. So it's my mom, and my mom's only daughter, and my dad is he was my stepdad who adopted me, and he is my dad because he raised me. My birth certificate, I got a new birth certificate actually when I was adopted that lists him as my dad, which is really cute, and so we'll celebrate my adoption day. Oh my god, I'll text him right after this. Oh my god.
You will need to be calling him.
Usually he's on it. We did it more as an adult, and he would send me a card, be happy 5th birthday of the 5th year since the adoption.
Wait, that's so cute.
It's really cute, and I feel really lucky. And then my brothers, they were from my dad's previous marriage. They're older than me, and then because of the age difference, a little I don't know about you. And as adults, we became friends, and now I have 2 brothers. One of them, Christopher, is one of my really close friends, and he's actually moving to Australia next month for his girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Who I was the meddling little sister.
Ooh.
I meddled, and I was moving to Australia, so he begrudgingly texted her after I said, I heard about this, I heard you liked her, I heard this, you should text. And finally, did, and
now he's moving across the globe.
yeah, and she Sri Lankan, so they met in America, but she was in Sri Lanka. This is crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to start a relationship, and she's halfway across the world, and I was like, okay, dating locally is not working here.
So, try it.
So what's the harm?
Yeah.
And I was moving to Australia. And I love that we have that relationship now where I've never met her because she was halfway across the world. I've talked with her on messages, and she FaceTime, but we're at a point where I know all about her, and I do have texts like just for her. Kimmy, love you, so excited. When I was a kid, my brother added like, do we have to be in the same room? And it was like a mutual, like my other brother's bachelor party, and she was just like, I love that you're here, and like, this is so fun, like you're so cool, because I remember when we were younger, it was always like, oh, Rysa's coming.
Yeah.
And it's like full credit to my parents for just saying like, all right, we're gonna all keep coming together. We have our differences, but we're family, and we build these relationships. And my parents are my number one supporters. Always, my dad told me he was gonna be the director of my social media, even though he does not know how to use social media.
But he will be director.
But he will be director because he had one good idea. But we'll take it. Thank you. Love you. And I travel a lot. My parents are retired. They travel around the world, around the country, around the world to dog sit, which is
To dog sit?
so freaking cute.
Wait, I love that. I do pet photography for fun as well. So.
Okay, well, it's
If they
adorable.
ever want to document their travels, let me know.
My mom has an Instagram of my dad, and it's like JP loves dogs, and it's just pictures of him with the different dogs that dog sit around the road. It's so precious. I travel to these dog sits with them. Love repeat customers, and with their daughter. Almost everyone says yes. So I've had this awesome opportunity to like go to different cities. I have not been to an international one yet.
Okay.
But to just like hang out with my parents and dog sit. And
So plug to book for parents internationally so that
Yeah.
you're going international trip with them.
they do already have like 2 months in England booked for next year. They're very popular. You do have to book them like a year out, which but I love that I have that relationship that I can go and, you know, hang out with my parents, and when they're dog sitting, it's not like we're going to this crazy place and like, oh, I'm going along because we're gonna go sightsee and do this. It's really just hanging out with them and stuff, like your dog. Yeah. I love that.
Okay, well, we have kind of gone through all of your identities that we were going to talk about. What do you want your like biggest takeaway to be from this conversation? I'll tell you what my takeaway was from listening to you.
I think my biggest takeaway is, or like what I would want the takeaway from sort of what I've shared is like really finding spaces that you feel safe and that you love and leaning into it. Like that's sort of how I got to where I am, is I found spaces that I felt really comfortable with in New York Liberty. I have things that I really love with knitting, and I just combined them, and whatever, you know, your interests and loves and passions are, like lean into them and see if there's an intersection.
I love that. You never know where they're going to take you.
No.
Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you and have a coffee with me.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking through it. Rysa was so much fun to interview, and I hate that the audio was missing, but I hope that you were able to capture some of the bits and pieces where she got to talk about her identities. She's an extraordinary fashionista, super sweet. I've been going to watch Liberty Games with her at Wilka's, and she's just been so much fun to hang out with. I even got my own miniature Tosh jersey because I won this Labubu that was raffled, and she made this, and it's just so funny that I like was with her when she was knitting this, and then I ended up winning the raffle. So you've probably seen, we call him Bat Poppy or her, they're non-binary. and it has Tosh's number 9. The mask did fall off, but anyway. And I do want to also say special shout out to Sadie's Ward, because they were just so sweet and kind to let us take over the front of the bar and interview there. The people were super quiet while we were trying to record, and Stephanie, the owner, is just a doll, and I've been back and just adore her. So if you're in the Lower East Side, swing by Sadie's Ward. It's such a great vibe, chill. Bartenders are so kind, and they have amazing drinks. So go check them out and go follow Rysa and go buy her knitting pattern. If you don't knit, start knitting and then go buy her pattern. And follow her journey, because she has so much more to come with her fashion and liberty intersection. All right, thanks, and until next time.